You're making the most of this thing while I can. Just get all the way over in a flash.
Welcome to TCBCast. I'm Justin Gosman.
I'm Gurdip Justin.
And we're here for a very quick instant reaction type episode mini thing.
Emergency?
Ahead of the this week's episode of TCBcast, which will be coming out on the main feed on Wednesday. But we're here to talk about what Baz Luhrmann dropped today on TikTok.
That's right.
I sent it to you, sent the link to you, Gurdip. What did he drop?
It's like a trailer for the trailer that's coming on Thursday.
It's a teaser. It's another 15 seconds, but there are way more shots crammed into these 15 seconds.
Yeah.
By my count, 18 shots.
Yeah.
From the forthcoming Elvis, still untitled Elvis Presley biopic. Although I'm taking bets, still it's going to be called TCB.
Really? Is it going to be
TCB,
so. The Elvis Presley story or something like that?
I don't know. Could just be TCB because I know he keeps hashtagging things TCB.
What's interesting is there's a lot more 50 shots. There is like I think one, maybe two shots of the 70s, but it's mostly 50s. And then there's 68.
2 shots of the 68 special and 2 shots from what appears to be That's the Way It Is, or the filming of That's the Way It Is.
Right.
It's definitely not 1969 because he's not wearing costume appropriate to that time period.
Yep.
It's very much taken from the That's the Way It Is.
What's interesting is they do not show his face again. Why do you think that is?
I think they're keeping him mysterious. Same with Parker. We get one glimpse of Tom Hanks's hand as Colonel Parker in the second shot. So the first shot is the same shot that we already saw of him walking up to Austin from behind. And then we have a clown head of a cane about to tap Austin on the shoulder, right. Which we again, as I mentioned, we get a little bit of Tom Hanks's hand or possibly a stand-in's hand. Right. Shot of Elvis carrying a guitar onto a stage. He's in a pink suit on stage. A bunch of cheering fans out in the crowd. And then we get a large-scale shot of an auditorium. Elvis is walking out onto the stage, and then we see a couple shots.
Looks almost black and white.
Yeah, it's graded very heavily to skew, like very desaturated with pops of color. Like if you notice on the shot, the brilliant overhead shot that is like pure Baz Luhrmann, this overhead rotating shot of Austin basically writhing on the stage in ecstasy while singing. You see that the color red on his tie and his socks pop out really strongly in the grading.
Yep.
A shot of him doing the sort of move that we've seen, a gajillion times of him doing, what would you call that whirling his hands around?
Yeah, he's basically making a circle with his arm while his legs are flipping around as well. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you call that.
Yeah.
I tried that once and I messed up my back. No, I'm just kidding.
Like a doofus. Yeah. We got one quick shot. It's not exactly the same shot, although it may be from later or earlier in the same sequence of Austin walking into the rehearsal stage area for the 68 special.
Right.
So we see that sort of that his posture there as he's walking. And then we get a quick, very rapid shot of him at a distance on the stage at the 68 special, surrounded by an audience. What do you think of the way he looks for the 68 special from what we can see here?
I mean, some of the shots look like they were taken directly from that one shot. Seems it's taken directly from that TV special.
Yes,
the one where he's standing with in the ring and it's panning and showing the audience around him.
Yes, exactly. And I was struck by the posture that he has holding the guitar. Like, it feels right. Like, having seen that footage so many times, it definitely looks like they were paying attention to even something as simple as how Elvis would hold his guitar.
Yeah. It's obvious that he studied the special closely for that.
Very closely. Rapid fire, we have another shot of Elvis back in that stadium in the 50s with some security guards blocking the crowd. Then jumping all the way back to the 50s, the carnival scene with a fire-blowing guy.
Mm-hmm. Fire eater, maybe?
A, 3 or 4 frame shot of Austin sitting at a piano, which is essentially... If you've seen the original cover of Last Train to Memphis, it's basically a closer-up version of that photograph.
Right, recreation.
And then him filming the Milton Berle show. We see him from behind, from essentially DJ Fontana's perspective, because we see the drum kit there as he's doing Hound Dog. And then the 2 shots, as you mentioned, of the 70s from That's the Way It Is. One where he's down on his knees, sort of probably Suspicious Minds, I would guess.
Probably, but we'll see. But it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see a full frontal shot.
Yes, to see what he actually looks like.
Yeah.
Full makeup and everything.
But what I see looks really good. It looks cinematic. He has the moves for sure. That's good. I really hope they tune in on that 50s wild live performances that we never really got to see.
Right.
Because from all accounts, from just reading the stuff that we saw on the TV shows and all that, that was like a tamed down version of Elvis, right? Because live he would be much
he's
more
reserved, on TV.
He's reserved. But when you would go see him live in the 50s, especially like that 56, 57 time period, he was pretty wild. Like he did that slide. We've never seen that filmed ever, where he would slide on his knees doing Hound Dog, and just his movements where they said it was just like crazy. Like I wish we get some of that. That's why I always say I've wanted like a 50s concert filmed with like the real like wild Elvis that people were always concerned about. Like
there's always just glimpses. We never
got the real thing.
Yeah, the closest would be maybe the Tupelo show, which is not even close to the same setting as one of these like stadium type shows.
So,
but I'm looking forward to this. It looks good, and then of course confirmation at the end. See the full trailer on Thursday. No confirmation of the title here, so we will be back for another instant reaction, but going way more in depth. On the contents of that trailer. We do also, in the audio for this teaser, get our first listen of Austin's speaking voice as Elvis. What did you think of that?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it wasn't too much, but from what I heard, it sounded okay.
Yeah, very soft, sort of whispered, but the cadence feels right.
Right. Now, let me ask you this. We're just one day away from having the Super Bowl. Why do you think they didn't show it then? Because Warner Brothers didn't show any new trailers.
No. Disney did, but
Disney went all out, and people were mass following, and the people were talking about it, and trending on Twitter. But Warner Brothers didn't.
I bet they probably didn't want it to get buried. Because there was so much out there yesterday.
I guess. I mean, apparently it's $6 million. I mean, $6 million is not a lot for big film studios, is it?
No, not really. But yeah, that would be my guess, is that they just didn't want to get buried in the onslaught of other trailers and other advertisements and everything that were going out. Plus the events of the game itself, the halftime show, all of that. So
yeah, but if you want the most eyes to see a product that you're coming up with, you would think you'd want it, but who knows? They probably have something in mind. But yeah, for Thursday we'll be back with our reactions to that, and hopefully we can rope in possibly Ryan or Beck, depending on what time it drops. Yes. I'm thinking in the morning. I don't know. Probably, yeah. This one was obviously here in the morning, so we'll see what happens. New episodes coming out in a couple days on the main feed. Yep. And you'll get to hear Ryan and I talk a lot about stock car racing. I know. It's gonna be great. Hint. All right. Well, I believe it is a hot time in Florida. Rainy night in Georgia.
You've been listening to the TCBcast, an unofficial Elvis fan podcast.
Someone must have stomped on his head with those blue suede shoes.
Thank you and good night.